So the Republicans have introduced their health care bill. This is Trumpcare, and it is a failure. It is a bad bill violating all of the promises that we heard from President Trump. Let me go through them one by one. These are the big, bright lines that you should be aware of. One is this is a bill that will make health care coverage for Americans more expensive. Overall, it shifts the burdens of paying for our tax system away from the wealthiest Americans and shifts that tax burden down so that middle-class Americans and working-class Americans and poor Americans are going to be facing higher health care premiums. Specifically, though, the group hurt worse is middle-aged Americans, people from their 50s to their early 60s. What you're going to see for them is about a $5,000 increase in premiums. Why? Because they're lifting a cap that was on during for the ACA, for so-called Obamacare, lifting a cap that was protecting middle-aged Americans. In addition to that, number two is you're going to see worse coverage. Remember, with the Affordable Care Act, there was a basic part of coverage that every American had, which included everything from preventative care, prenatal care, pregnancies, even mental health coverage. This was so important, not just for individuals in America, but for us as a nation to keep costs low. Why? Incentivizing people to get preventative care actually helped us to lower overall healthcare costs so that we detected problems early, not when they're more expensive, when they become full-blown healthcare problems. And so this is worse coverage that's going to cost everybody a lot more money. And in fact, seeing people having to come out of their pocket a lot more. In addition to that, it covers, number three, it covers fewer people. And it does that because this is an attack on two of the things that were actually best about the Affordable Care Act, best about Obamacare. Number one was the Medicaid expansion. That helped us to get over 10 million more Americans covered. And what we're seeing now with this attack on Medicaid is that it's going to restrict the amount of people, working class people, sick people, senior citizens in nursing homes, poor folks, all of them, we're going to see people squeezed out of having coverage. And we have one group already, Standard & Poor's, an independent oversight agency that looks at an analysis of this kind of economics, saying between 6 and 10 million Americans could lose coverage for that part as a whole. But don't forget also about Medicare. You heard Donald Trump promise over and over, I'm not going to hurt Medicare, I'm not going to touch Medicare. Well, this takes away in taxes, people making over $250,000 a year get tax breaks in the money that they were paying into the Medicare trust fund, making it more solvent. By cutting those taxes on the wealthy, what they're ended up doing now is actually making that pool less solvent, actually taking years off of the lifespan of Medicare. And that is directly opposed to what Donald Trump says. So here we have the Republican plan, Trumpcare. It is failing in these three ways. I'm going to go into more specifics on this. Please tune back in to find out more of the facts about why this is a bad bill, and we must fight to stop it.